Hey YouTube, Starvin Reefer. Bringing you guys an update of my tank, of where it's been. It's been about a month since I purchased this thing, and right now it is not even near setup yet. So just a little brief update for those who have been following my channel. You kind of know where I'm at. For those who are new and have just recently joined, I just purchased this Red Sea Reefer 525 XL on July 27th, and when the tank showed up on August 5th, I got a call the day before, which was August 4th, from the delivery company telling me that they were going to deliver the tank August 5th at between 10 and 12. So they showed up at 10 o'clock. I was really excited to see the tank. When it started coming off the truck, I started looking at the pallet that the item was in, and I was very disappointed in how it showed up. The pallet was falling apart. All the content on the top of the tank were just moving back and forth. It was just really bad. You guys can actually see it on my last video, how everything showed up. All the screws were missing from the box. I got a hold of Marine Depot, which is who I bought this from, which has been very, very helpful. Those guys are amazing. Red Sea has been helpful as well, but now they're kind of dragging their feet on what they're going to do with this item. At this point, I've found a lot of defects on this thing now. Before I called them, and you guys can kind of tell here. There's a bunch of indents, and there's more back there, and then there's a couple up here. This thing right here is kind of falling apart. If I kind of do that, I don't want to do it with my fingers, just falling apart. And the biggest problem with this thing is here. So you guys can tell. I don't know if you guys, this thing with my phone is not gonna zoom in, but I think you guys can tell on this side. It's right there. Silicone's falling off. If I fill this thing up with water, it's gonna leak. And I, at this point, don't want to put it up. I don't want to set it up just because of all the situation that's been going on with it. I'm very disappointed with how everything showed up and how everything transpired. And it's not Marine Depot's fault. It's not Red Sea. I'm not blaming it on either one of those guys, but it is the delivery company's fault. I actually denied this item, and the delivery company just did not want to take it. So what I did, and I'm also advising whoever's gonna buy one of these tanks to make sure you're there the day of delivery, because they will just drop it off at your house. It's just curbside delivery is what it's called, and they will just drop it off at your house without anybody being there. At least in my experience, that's what the guy told me that would have happened if I wasn't home. So you know, this is Roadrunner Deliveries. Don't ever use them if you're gonna get anything delivered. If you're gonna order this from Red Sea or from Marine Depot, please tell them not to use Roadrunner Deliveries. So far, everything's been going well with Red Sea and Marine Depot. They have actually sent me a replacement side to this item, but I didn't really think about what my wife had said, and she's completely right. We don't know how the structure of this cabinet is anymore after everything has been damaged and moved around. So once I fill it up with water, Red Sea said they were going to send me a new top, which was the tank. They were going to send me that whole item, just that item. But once I talked it over with my wife, like I said, she's pretty much right on what her concern is regarding this tank. If I set it up with the new tank, fill it up with water, and then something is inside cracked that I don't know and can't hold the weight of the water, this can potentially be a hazard in my house. And I have two small children, 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I will not forgive myself if something were to happen to my kids, if this thing falls to the ground or can potentially even kill them. The sump seems to be fine. I don't see any defects on the sump, just the stand and the tank. And like I said, Marine Depot has been very helpful. The ones who are kind of now starting to drag their feet is Red Sea. I told them that I wanted the delivery to be delivered again. I did not want this item. The lady told me if I had denied it, and I told her yes, I denied it twice. The company did not take it. Now they're trying to tell me that I need to pay out of pocket to send this item back to them, and then they can reship the item back to me, which that is not acceptable, and I will not do that. Just because it's not my fault how this item showed up. And you know, for everybody that's thinking, or for anybody that's thinking of purchasing this item, it's a really nice item. It's beautiful. It's low iron glass. It's very well constructed. You know, just make sure that you check it out before you accept the delivery. You know, everything kind of comes off. This crates come off for easy cleaning. I think the ones on the side come off as well. You know, they pop out so that you can clean it. This is the quiet overflows and stuff that it comes in here. This is the return pump, and this is the emergency. This is the overflow, the pipe that takes your water in, which makes it very, very quiet. Like I said, guys, I'm very disappointed in how everything just happened with my delivery. I'm not too excited. I've seen Dan's Reef channel, which is kind of what inspired me to get this tank, and also Reefer Girl. I saw them getting in their tanks and I fell in love with them as soon as I saw both of theirs. I know Pelfrey also has one, and I've been looking at his channel, seeing everything that he did, everything that Reefer Girl did. So like I said, Dan's Reef, I you know, all those channels that I've been following that have this tank so far, their deliveries showed up different than mine, and I'm not happy with mine. I'm not gonna accept this thing. This thing was $4,000 because I bought the deluxe edition, which I technically shouldn't have bought the deluxe edition. I just wanted to try the AI Hydras. I have two AP700s that can go on this tank, which probably I'm gonna be using those no matter what, but I just wanted to try the AI Hydra, see how they go. But the whole fact is that I received a defective item, and now Red Sea's kind of dragging their feet if they don't know what to do. I spoke to a girl from their department, customer service, and she said that her supervisor approved the top tank but did not approve the delivery of the whole item because I had to ship it back out of my pocket. And like I said, that's not acceptable because I didn't, you know, I denied the item when it showed up, and the delivery company refused to take it. I told him twice. He got on the phone with his supervisor. His supervisor just advised them to tell me to write everything that I saw defected on the item on the back of the sign sheet. And like I said, it was just one of those things that I didn't feel very comfortable with it. As soon as that happened, I called Marine Depot, and like you guys can see all the defects. You see, it just looks like big indents, and it's not damaged from where I was setting up the tank. It's just the particle board was not finished properly. Like I said, guys, just make sure you keep this tank very well checked. Check it over before you sign your paperwork, because once you sign your paperwork, it's kind of you're signing off your life to it, and you're keeping the item. So just make sure that you check it over. This is just an update on my situation. I wish I could have had this thing set up before my surgery. Unfortunately, I did not, and it's still sitting here. We're almost at the end of August, and like I said, I purchased this July 27th, and it's almost been a month, and I still have not gotten any word from anybody yet. Not even Marine Depot. I called them yesterday, and they told me they were going to talk to Red Sea, but I think they're just throwing the ball back and forth to each other. And like I said, it's not Marine Depot's fault or Red Sea's fault. It's all the delivery company, but you know, that's who they need to charge for this item, not me. I don't need to send this thing back because I denied it. They can pay me to send it back, and I'll send it back, but until then, I do want my item the way I expected it to show up, because I wanted to do an unboxing. Unfortunately, that's not how it worked. The box, like I said, came wrapped with 2 metal bracings. Check out my last video for you so you guys can see that. 2 metal bracings, and it's even funny how when I took those bracings off, I don't know if you guys have seen those cartoons with Goofy when he jumps from like a building and he lands on a pool, and the pool just kind of opens up and then the water just falls. That's what this thing looked like. I just took the straps off and the whole box just fell apart. And like I said, that's just not, you know, Red Sea says that the screws should not have been missing, and when that happened, the lights were stolen. My AI Hydras were stolen. I had to call them to let them know that my lights were stolen. They shipped them out to me, and I did receive those, but like I said, this tank is defective. I do not want it, and just letting you guys know to make sure you check your delivery, that everything's correct. All right, guys, see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.